Yeah.
Alright, first we're going to get to the basics. Where were you and how old were you in 1943?
In 1943, I would have been 19.
Okay, and you were in college, right?
I was getting ready to go to college. Yeah.
Okay. And you went to college at Franklin?
Franklin College of Indiana.
Alright, do you remember where, like when you were at college, where you typically went to go to the movie theater?
Yeah, there was just one. It was called the Art Craft, and it's still there, and it's on the historical register.
Awesome!
But they still have movies there. It's
So
on the town square.
Awesome. So was it big? Was it small?
It was fairly small. It wasn't tiny, but it wasn't one of these great big super dupers like they have now.
Okay, cool. Did you do you remember around how much it cost?
About a quarter.
I love that. Do you remember how often? Okay, wait. Let's go back a little bit. Where did you go to the movies in high school? Do you remember?
Well, mostly downtown. I would go and meet my cousin Georgine.
Okay.
She went to Howell High School, and of course I went to Ben Davis. We were poles apart, so we'd meet downtown and then go to a movie. And if it was one that we really, really liked, we'd sit through it 3 or 4 times and let you do that.
Awesome! That's great!
And believe it or not, one of our favorites was Nelson Eddy and Jeanette MacDonald.
Cool. So, do you remember what that movie theater was called? Like the one downtown?
Well, we had, there were several. We had the Lyric and the Apollo and the Circle.
Okay.
And the Indiana. Those were the main ones. And Lowe's.
Lowe's, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's a lot. What type of movies did you like to go see back then?
Well, when I was small, I liked the Westerns.
That's what Grandma said, too.
Hopalong Cassidy, Tom Mix. And then later I got to the point I liked the romantic ones, like the Nelson Eddy ones. And of course, Tyrone Power was my very, very biggest hero.
I thought he was so cute. Oh my gosh, when we saw Jesse James, did you guys use movies for dates, just for friends? Did you just go with your friends or your parents?
I think mostly at that time. Of course, when I was in college, all the fellows were overseas or in the service.
Mm-hmm.
So mostly it'd be a whole bunch of the sorority sisters going downtown and seeing a show together. Or once in a while we'll meet up with my cousin, but not very often for dates at that time. It's just because there weren't any men around.
Do you remember when you saw Casablanca in theater?
Yes. In fact, I was dating this fellow, and I was a freshman, and he was a senior, and we caught the bus and went up to Indianapolis to see Casablanca. That was our date, and then we ate at this real nice restaurant afterwards, and then caught the bus and went back to Franklin.
That's great.
And believe it or not, you may not want to hear this.
No, I want to hear it.
That was the first night.
Yes. That's great. Do you remember? I mean, you said Tyrone Power, but was there any other favorite actors and actresses?
Well, let's see. Besides Tyrone, well, at one time I thought Nelson Eddy was great, and then I outgrew that. And I always liked Clark Gable, and Cary Grant, and Ray Milland. Some of those you never heard of.
Yeah.
Those are the main ones that I liked.
Any girl actresses? Or?
Well, let's see. I was trying to think who they were at that time. Well, of course, Katharine Hepburn was just kind of coming into her own then. I liked her real well. And Claudette Colbert.
Yeah.
From It Happened One Night. And I think those are the only two I really remember as being particularly impressed with.
So what did your parents think about the movies? Did they go very much, or?
They didn't go very much. No, they weren't real enthusiasts. Once in a while there'd be one that they'd read about or heard about that they went to. But I remember when my dad went we all went to see Les Miserables, the really, really early version. And afterwards he said, there's just too much suffering in real life to go and sit through a movie and watch all that.
Great, that's awesome. So did they ever worry about like you guys being corrupted by the movies at all?
No, at that time, of course, they had quite a bit of censorship, so there wasn't really very much. In fact, I think when Clark Gable said "damn," that was the first time that sort of the floodgates opened, so called.
Cool. I can't think of anything else. No, I don't think that's it.
I guess I told you, yeah, my cousin and I would sit through numerous times. And then I remember one time when my friend from Franklin College, Mimi, and I drove to Arizona. And on the way home, we were already having car trouble, but we decided we'd stop and watch movies in Illinois. So then we headed home then after we saw the movie. But while we were in Arizona, they had the premiere of a movie, and Joel McCrae and Frances D, I believe her name was, they were married. But anyhow, they were both in this picture, and it was the premiere, and it was held in Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Cool.
So we got to see that. We sat in the front row.
Wow.
And got real close to them. So that was one of my memorable movies.
Good.
Yeah. So.
Wow, this was great. Thank you.
Okay.